So yeah,
Just
some
long term. You gotta
long term,
think long term.
right?
Like uh, that was one of the things I remember in the past when I'd lift is, and I think a lot of people do this, is they might have a good. There's kind of like this whole 3 months where you do real good. You kind of hit this max that you probably hit in the past before, and then you start slacking off, and then maybe 3 months later you get back in and you start working up, and you pretty much get back to the same spot you were before. What I found like this year when I kind of decided, all right, I'm just gonna all I care about is consistency.
Right.
And in January I started off I was just doing like 3 sets of 8. I was doing the major lifts. I was really only training twice a week. Um, and then, so okay, I kind of got a baseline, and then I came and I met you, and you put me on a proper powerlifting cycle,
Right.
and we were doing, fives, we were doing threes, we were doing speed, we were doing singles, accessory work, all
Right.
these different things. Um, and, you'd kind of tell me, hey, here's what we're going to focus on, here's what I want you to do this workout, and then I've just pretty much stuck with those things you taught me, and I've just gotten stronger throughout the year.
Yeah, a lot. A lot of people they they feel like they need to make 50-pound gains all the
Mm-hmm.
time. Okay, trust me, folks. You younger guys out there, you're gonna make awesome gains right at the beginning of your career. You're gonna make outstanding gains. Okay, it's gonna be that test of when you're faced with life situations later on. You know, something comes up in your life that changes and alters what you have to do. Whether it be, hey, getting married, going to college, getting a job, changing jobs,
Yeah.
moving,
Now your schedule's is
now
all
your
messed
schedule's
up.
all messed up. And how you gonna come back from that? Or getting to a point in your career like I have where it's not the 50-pound gains, it's that 5-pound gain
Yeah.
or that 1-pound gain. And yeah, that's where it can really be mentally trying and understanding that, look, if you're not keeping track of your training, you're not logging it, you're not being consistent with what you're doing, folks, you're going to get frustrated and you're probably going to quit.
Hmm.
Or you're going to pound, pound, pound and drive yourself into the ground and probably get an injury
Get
from it.
injured.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel, now I have had some different aches and pains this year, and the only times I've got them, any type of strain, is ego.
Oh,
When it was a day,
yeah.
it wasn't, I'm like, well, I feel strong today, so I'm going to max. And every time I've done that, one, I didn't get a PR. It was only the times where it was, thought out and planned ahead.
Right.
And okay, here's the day I'm going to try this new PR. I'm
Yeah.
going to try and get 5 pounds on do a max squat.
Yeah.
And I had it planned out that, and guess what? Every time I did that, and I didn't get hurt. And even after hitting a max, and even if it was a true, grinder max effort, I was prepared and ready for it on that day. And, I wasn't beat up the next day, and I was able to, get right back on my training
Right.
cycle, because things were planned and done properly.
Yeah, a lot of people have literally got to check their ego a lot of times at the door. And hey, I've been with you, man. I've been in that mood where I feel like, oh, I'm either angry at the world or maybe just got enticed into it because of the atmosphere or whatever. And it wasn't planned for that day, but all of a sudden, I got to do something stupid,
Yeah.
and it ends up being stupid.
And yeah, I think everybody,
Oh
especially
yeah,
guys,
you get hooked in.
the ego,
Oh,
you
yeah.
do that, and you always think, yeah, I can get 5 more pounds, but it just doesn't work like that.
Right.
It's such a,
I
I
remember.
think powerlifting's such an extreme thing. The body's only ready for a max a few times out of the year.
Right, and listen, like the central nervous system, that's a delicate thing, man.
Yeah.
I've been faced with some bad injuries before and have had to work through them and thought in '08 my career was done. And, epidural because of a bulging disc, and it was right after the Arnold. And oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And trying to get my business going and shutting the garage down and putting all my eggs in one basket with a commercial gym. And oh man, it's just what I was referring to before, life things.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, sometimes take some time to step back, reflect, get yourself in check, get your ego in check, and sometimes it takes somebody to go, hey, look, be smart.
Yeah.
Stop it, stupid. You know. Sometimes KISS philosophy. Keep it simple. And max effort doesn't always have to be singles, folks. It can triple, 5, you know, double, whatever. So, personal training. You know, some of these guys on the team, they've done personal training with me. I've literally had to, you know, take them hand by hand and walk them through. Others, you know, they've been to a point where all I had to do is, here's the program, follow it. Come back when you have questions, or let me know when it's test day. Here we go, okay? And the other ones I might assign to somebody, okay? You're very close, Mike, to Josh over here. I need you guys, let's feed off of one another, okay? I'm not dissing you, but you know what? Josh is kind of very close to where you're at, and he's going to be sharing some stuff with you, okay? And I'm going to be overseeing that. It's kind of nice to let the guys who have passed the knowledge on to actually see that leadership keep going on right down the line. Yeah. And there's some guys on the team that could really, you know, hey, something happens to me.
Yeah, one of them could
step right up. Let's go.
On.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, that's kind of what goes back to the beginning of how you were originally taught. You know, it's about, hey, are you ready to train, but are you ready to coach?
Right.
So I mean, I think, you know, that's awesome. I definitely experienced that once I met you guys and started working with you and all the guys on the team and all that.
And one of those guys that I'm going to refer to, you know, one of the 3 originals, Dan Ratchford, Tony Farella, Jerry Hess. Dan Ratchford, man, the best mental coach you can have in your corner. Absolutely. Knows you head to toe, knows how to handle you, you know, and the man's lived it, passed it on. And, you know, Jerry Hess, when I talked about prospecting, as a young kid, I watched this kid, you know, come to a couple of my contests and planted a seed and invited him down. And, you know, a young college kid weighing about $190 soaking wet was afraid to step through the door of the garage, you know, because he was dealing with some bigger guys, you know, and it can be an intimidating atmosphere and intimidating aspect. But to go from those days where he was afraid to get away from the door into the dumbbell area and to now, you know, he's coaching powerlifters now, and you know, that guy right there could go from, you know, from when he was prospecting, you know, and just coming to get some information to taking it over and going with it, you know. And that's what I expect. And I expect those guys to pass it on. And there's been some times where, well, as of late, you know, the transition of the gym and the new spot, and hey, they're still rolling. And everybody's cool, and everybody's still making gains, you know.
Absolutely.
They check in with me, and it's awesome to touch base and see how everybody's doing, and they're still rolling.
Yeah, so. I'll tell you what, every time I've been in there, you know, with the team, everyone's always hitting a PR.
Yeah.
It's 5 pound here, 5 pound there. I think I've seen every single one of them hit a 5 pound PR at least on something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've seen Brandy, Josh, JVD, Ray, who else? And definitely seen them hit PRs. And
that's cool.
And that's
exactly
usually who I see over there.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
But, you know, probably the past couple months I've been able to, you know, I've been getting down there where they're training a couple times a week. So I mean, that's always motivating. When you see people, I mean, 5 pounds turns to 10, turns to 20, you know, it's over the course of the year.
Right.
I mean, if I look at it, I've put, I mean, well over 100 pounds on my total in, I guess not even a year since March.
So,
I mean, that's...
Yeah, we're talking 9 months.
Yeah. I mean,
who 8 months.
Who could ask for more than that?
Right, yeah.
You know, so that's phenomenal. I figure you know, if that keeps going, even if it slows down a little bit, you know...
And we were talking, hey, you were squatting 200, benching 150, and deadlifting 300.
Yeah,
you were coming to me at 4s, mid 3s, and close to a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've already put 100 pounds on the total. So it can be done. It can be done without the use of drugs. It can be done. You know, it can be done the right way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Well, I think that's good. I think we got everything.
Folks, man, I know I talk a lot and I probably ramble and I'm probably nuts, but love being with you. Stay in touch with the man. Looking forward to catching up with some of you at the next meet. And rock on.
Yeah, just in closing, Niko, thanks.
Awesome, brother.
My website is heavyculture.com. Niko's website is
GarageInkPower.com.
And another thing, if you're on Facebook, like I'm sure you are, Niko's on there. Niko Hulslander. He's already got like 7,000 likes, and he's on Facebook. If you put something on there, he'll probably like it within 3 seconds. Or if you ask him a question, he's going to give you an answer on it.
We got a YouTube channel, and we try to put some stuff out there as far as
it's on YouTube and everything. And the link to Garage Ink Power is on my website on the first tab. And like I said, hit Niko up on Facebook and the whole community that he's involved in. Very positive on the USAPL powerlifting scene, and the Garage Ink Power team's all on there. So that's a great place to go if you want to get started, or you're experienced and you need some motivation, want to learn about powerlifting, or find out what's going on in Pennsylvania and all that stuff. Hit Niko up on Facebook. So anyway, thanks. This is my first interview for heavyculture.com, so I hope you guys liked it, and there'll be more to come.
Awesome. Too cool, bro.